Dr. Bill Lamont, Professor Emeritus, Department of Plant Science at the Pennsylvania State University. Thank you for being willing to be interviewed for the ASHS HortLegend.
All right. Well, thank you very much for interviewing me.
I appreciate
Giving
that.
me
And
an
so,
opportunity.
yeah, we are honored. This program was started to capture some of the amazing talent that we have in the
Mm.
society, and you were part of that. So, thank you again. And what I'll do is I'll go down and ask six questions, a little bit about yourself and your program. Starting with the first one, what is your horticultural specialization, and what are the primary positions you have held?
I would say that my primary would be vegetable crops production, research, research, teaching, and an extension. Within that, I would say that I was very heavily involved in plasticulture, which down in Florida, there you guys got tons of plasticulture stuff. And I worked with a lot of the guys in Florida over my career, but yeah, so plasticulture, the use of plastics in agricultural systems. The mulches, the drip tapes, the fertigation, road covers. High tunnels, low tunnels, you name it. So anything you could do in agriculture, it involved plastics. I was involved in it. So yeah.
Excellent. Thank you. What has horticulture meant to your life and to your career?
Horticulture, I think I always looked at it as being that we beautify and feed the world in horticulture, which is really what we do when you think about horticulture compared to agronomic crops or things like that. So I think that that was our big mission, and I always felt that I tried to work in that area, whether it was writing gardening columns or writing manuals or publications or all types of stuff of writing. I once had Roy Larson, who was a president of ASHS, told me, you should write for all types of publications, not just professional journals and stuff like that. So I always took that to heart, and I've been doing it ever since. I've been writing for magazines and writing for a gardening column since 2005. So yeah, uh, keeps the pen sharp and the mind sharp once in a while.
That's a fantastic answer, and I agree. And what a great way to um, promote horticulture in general, and also
Mm.
interact with a diversity of different individuals, clients, if you want to call them that,
Right,
um, in the way that that feeds back and enriches, I guess, us as horticulturists. So, yeah,
right.
great answer, and great advice. What do you consider to be the most rewarding part of your career in horticulture?
Well, I tell you what, I enjoyed working with the growers in extension. I mean, they're good people. They're trying hard. They're trying to do the best job they can. I'm surprised we have growers. I mean, really, given you think about it, yourself, the growers you bump into and all the stuff, all the hats they wear, all the technology, all the skill sets. I just wrote an article on growing new growers because I was really worried about, where do they get the experience? Because experience in a grower, putting that ball cap on with experience is a lot different than, just reading it in a book and then going out and trying to do it. Well, I think Liberty High Bailey, one of the premier horticulturists that I always admired, he was the type that, yeah, he wrote a zillion books. Now, would he have gotten tenure? Yeah, he was excellent. Boy, he had a stack of manuals, that were down to earth, teaching people about horticulture and about how you do it. So, yeah, I would say working with the growers. Students were fun. I think students kept me young my whole career because we always had a new crop of 17, 18-year-olds. So I enjoyed teaching them. I enjoyed interacting with them and working with them. And in the end of my career, Dr. Elsa Sanchez and I, um, we developed a course, Gardening for Fun and Profit, because I thought people at the university at large, as a big university at Penn State or down in the University of Florida, hopefully they're going to buy a house, move out of their parents' basement, and have a chance to do horticulture. Well, maybe we can give them a little inkling of what it's all about. What's this horticulture all about? Landscaping, vegetable production, small fruit production, whatever that it involves. So I really enjoyed working with students on that type of course. it was fun. The students, they kept it alive. Their energy was sometimes mischanneled, but they had a lot of energy. Let's put it that way.
I had a teaching appointment for most of my early part of my career, and I loved working with our students. Sometimes, though, they did make me feel old, particularly when I made references of movies that I thought they would have seen, but clearly I was wrong, and they were very happy to point out just how old those
Yeah,
maybe were,
right.
and to imply just how old I was. Which, yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
Next question. How long have you been a member of ASHS, and how has the society influenced your career?
I would say, excuse me, 1975.
Wonderful.
And I always felt that the professional organization was part of your commitment to your profession. So, I was committed to working my way up through the ranks, not starting out as a general, but working my way as a private, and then having had a lot of military background too. I always looked at it that way. As I got more responsibility, again, I did more things, and my enlarged my program within the society, and I certainly enjoyed the people. I mean, the group of people that I grew to come and know, and just fabulous people. I enjoyed being with them, interacted. We did a hell of a lot of crazy things too. I did a lot of entertaining, a lot of singing, a lot of stuff that people probably thought, well, maybe you shouldn't do that, but that was me. I'm Irish and I can sing and I got a good voice, and I just enjoyed the interaction and having people have fun. I wanted people to have fun. If you're going to go do something, have fun doing it. We had a good group, and we had a lot of fun and did a lot of things. And I worked my way up and all the way through all the leadership positions, and worked my way out. So yeah.
That's fantastic advice. And yeah, having fun, sometimes it's easy to get trapped and buried in procedural administrative processes. But at the end of the day, when you get to actually have fun doing what we do, and I think that's one of the common themes amongst members in the society. We're passionate, we love what we do.
Mhm.
That's one of the things that I love best, I guess, about the meetings and the interactions that happen outside of the meetings is that
For
you get to
sure.
work with people, get to know them, and it brings a lot of joy to what we
Right.
do every day. And it's the fun part of what we do as well.
Yep.
So we talked a little bit about students and young professionals, but in this next question, what advice can you offer to students or young professionals in horticulture?
I tell you, for the first thing you got to have is a passion for life and a passion for what you're doing. I mean, it's nice. Money's nice, but you got to really have a passion for it, and enjoy doing it. So every day you get up, it's not a drudgery, or it's not this or that. And sometimes that's hard to do because in the profession, people get nitpicking and they get crapping on each other, and sometimes these aren't fun. But I would say, yeah, have a passion for what you enjoy doing. Go and do it. Do a good job at it. Work hard at it, and don't give up on your dreams of what you want to do in your profession. And people you will gravitate to will be people that will be similar views or maybe interest and that you have. And I think that's great, and that's, my cadre of friends that I made at ASHS. We shared a lot of, just good times, all good, solid, hardworking people. And it was just so much fun. I mean, fun, I guess, I always emphasized whenever I did a program, it always was a delicate blend of education and entertainment. I'm an entertainer. So when I'm going to do a program, it's going to be a delicate blend. You can't have one, you can't have the other. You can't have 100%, but blend them together and teach people and let them have fun being taught. So yeah.
That's well stated. Yeah, I remember. I don't know what article it was, a teaching related article, and it was around a time where the younger generation coming into the profession, to include horticulture, but in all disciplines, where entertainment was a significant component of how they learned, like, young people are today, growing up and
Mhm.
learning on YouTube or electronic formats that have a blending of entertainment in with education,
Right.
and how the incoming freshmen, that year, many years ago now, that was an expectation to engage with them and get them excited. And when I think back to educational seminars or horticultural talks, scientific
Sure.
talks that have
Sure.
a theme and a story and some fun to it, and almost like ASHS Scholars Ignite, it's fun because it's not so much about the content as it is about the educational delivery, and
Right.
personality that comes through, and the passion for that project really
Right.
comes through. What they're talking about. So, yeah, great answer. Our last question: what excites you most about the future of the horticultural industry and the profession?
I think that horticulture is an old discipline. Um, I think it will be around long into the future. And like I said, we feed and we beautify the world. We have the beautiful flowers and the gardens, and we have the landscaping, but we also have the production of food and good nutrition. Because I argue with the doctors all the time nowadays that medicine is actually food is the first line of defense in medicine. Good, nutritious food. And how many doctors get a course that's worth a crap in medical school where they can come out and talk about nutrition in a way that makes sense? So, part of our thing is to help them. And maybe that's an area that we do more and more in looking at the health benefits and how do we, because our society, I think, really is sick. I mean, you hear that on the TV nowadays, and I think we are. I think that when I grew up, there was string beans. Everybody was a string bean. I mean, that was it. I mean, we were outside all day, didn't have video games. We worked and made our own forts, fought our own wars, did all that stuff. And so, yeah, I think that anything we can do to make society healthier is a really noble venture too, in the future for sure. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you for answering these 6 questions. And thank you for serving as an inspiration and as an anchor for ASHS. And so that concludes the Hort Legends interview. Thank you, Dr. Lamont.